Hey everyone, this is JJD Lucia, and I just wanted to give out my weakest to strongest Yonko opinions on who do I think is the weakest and who do I think is the strongest. Now, I'm probably not going to be including Whitebeard in this because we we've only seen what he's capable of doing during his old age, and we haven't even seen what he was able to do in his prime. So, plus he's dead. And what we've seen so far, that he looks like his ability, like he's above Kaido's level, but he's below Shanks' level that we've seen, but we haven't even fully seen Kaido's abilities. We haven't even seen Big Mom's abilities, so it's probably a lot different. During that time when Kaido says, "Man, Whitebeard surely did a beating on me," maybe that was the younger Whitebeard. So I'm not quite sure if that was the old Whitebeard, because Kaido wanted to attack Whitebeard, and then Shanks got involved, and that's what happened. He basically interfered with the match. So I'm gonna be discluding Whitebeard. Plus, during that time, Blackbeard wasn't even a Yonko. He was a Shichibukai, so it's different. Now I'm gonna be ranking. Let's get to it. Now, who do I think is the weakest? Is Big Mom. Big Mom just looks like she isn't much of a threat compared to the other Yonkos, and her goal pretty much hasn't been achieved as much as the other Yonkos. And so, like, she didn't really do as much. She only claimed Fishman Island. That was the only big thing we saw. She probably has a few other islands out there too, but I think her goal isn't just like she just doesn't look like she's as much of a threat compared to like Kaido, for instance. So I mean, she was a threat to Caesar the Clown, and so that's what it looks like. I think Big Mom's the weakest. It's just my opinion. Yet we haven't even seen her abilities, so we're yet to show what she's capable of. Now, next on the list, I'm gonna have to go with Kaido. Yep, Kaido is up there. He is just he's powerful. He's he's strong. His punching abilities, like his taijutsu or something like that. Not taijutsu. This is not Naruto. His like he just looks like he's a good combat expert. And since he is possibly a Zoan, like a mythical ancient Zoan awakened, since he has a whole army filled with zones, and he favors them, I'd assume that he'd be physically stronger than what's his name? He'd be physically stronger than Blackbeard, in my opinion. I would assume he'd probably be physically the strongest Yonko, but um, but judging by his looks, he looks like he's related to Ors. Like, if you remember who Ors is, he's that giant that's even bigger than a regular giant. Those things were huge, and that's what he looks like. He's got horns. Kaido is he just looks like an Ors on steroids. That's what it pretty much is. And so yeah, he just does not look like the Yonko I'd probably want to mess with. Now, to my number two. Right now, I'm gonna have to say Blackbeard, because Blackbeard has two Devil Fruit abilities. He's the only person that has shown to use two Devil Fruit abilities. But who knows? There's a theory that he's gotten three Devil Fruits by now, or he's had three, but he's never shown his mysterious one, which was a Zoan Devil Fruit, a Cerebrius, which is the three-headed thing. That's why when you look on their flag, it has three heads on their flag. The black. And so, yeah. Hold on. Now, for the strongest Yonko on my list, who I think is the strongest Yonko, is obviously Shanks, because if we look at the pre-time skip during the meeting between Shanks and Whitebeard, because that was the only time we've seen him pretty much, besides. So during that meeting, he just like when he walked up, Conqueror's Haki, boom, activated right away. So his Conqueror's Haki that's being able to be activated, I think, is better than Luffy's. So I mean, what I'm saying is that Luffy's Conqueror's Haki would probably be at like 80%. His Conqueror's Hockey would be like 110%. So that's just what it looks like. He just looked. Also, his Conqueror's Hockey. His strong spirit was able to crack parts of Whitebeard's ship, and he hasn't even shown fear yet. And so when he went up against Whitebeard too, he dodged Whitebeard while sitting down. Like Whitebeard threw a sake at him, and he just went like, he just moved, literally. Except half of my body moved, but he moved his whole body just by sitting down, like he teleported. And the crazy thing is, I mean, he was able to lift up a giant jug of sake, like with one arm, and throws it down, pulls his sword up, and he just went up against Whitebeard. Like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. After Whitebeard says, "You're 100 years too young to be teaching me lessons," and then, oh my gosh, Whitebeard, he was just so impressed how far Shanks has gone from an apprentice to just, even I was impressed too. Like, he's just like, Shanks is just OP. Like, he's overpowered, especially, like, I just keep forgetting that he has one arm throughout his fights. It just, I don't, also, what he was able to do, he ended Marineford, the war in Marineford. Like, when he showed up, all the Marines, they all shit themselves. So, they were all like, oh my gosh, it's Shanks. We definitely don't want to deal with another Yonko, like, after we suffered tremendous loss from Whitebeard, and we pulled out a victory. So yeah, Shanks is just OP. Like, he was by far the strongest Yonko in the pre-time skip. Well, the strongest that we've seen. And so let me know what you guys think. Draw me a like if you haven't subscribed. Go ahead, list your top weakest to strongest Yonkos below. And I am JJD Lucia, and have an awesome day. Signing off.